Um, Hello, everyone. My name is Toby. I see the lighting here is really bad. And this is my first YouTube blog or vlog for the day before. I am going to be starting my first long term 5 day on 2 days off full water fast. Um, I It's been a journey for me to get to this point. But I tried just sort of at the beginning of the year intermittent fasting, and I did a 8 hours eating, 12 to 6 eating, and then the rest of the day 16 hours off. And I did it more because I was having like digestive challenges and energy was drained, and I thought, okay, let me try this and see how it works. And it actually worked amazingly well. I ended up dropping 20 pounds without even trying, and my digestive system cleared up. And so it's sort of the first time that I did something that wasn't a diet that where I wasn't like suffering, and where I was able to get through it and not have it disrupt my life. It basically just felt like I was giving up breakfast, to be quite honest, because um, I eat lunch and I usually eat dinner before 8 p.m. because my stomach, I'll be up all night if I eat late. But just thinking about it from a fasting perspective encouraged me to drink more water. I made a big switch after meeting with my nutritionist, who's been great, by the way. Her name is Dr. Marcia, and she lives here in the neighborhood and has a store called Natural Essentials and Wellness. And so she put me on alkaline water, and that really, really, really made a difference. So this fast is going to be an alkaline water fast because I had a highly acidic system. But I'm adding, as I've done a whole lot of research, I'm adding a half a teaspoon of Himalayan sea salt to every gallon of water and a pinch of cream of tartar. The sodium is really important for fasting. Keeps your cells in a healthy and open state. It speeds up the fasting, and it facilitates the elimination of the toxins that are released through the fat burn and the cell regeneration. And the cream and tartar manage and keep your sort of electrical system healthy because it has a high concentration of potassium and magnesium, which are essential. And I don't want to do anything that throws off any of the systems that are working well right now. A little bit about me. I'm 58 years old. I'm 6'1". Today, Sunday, August, what is today? August like 18th. I weighed in at 338.7 pounds. So that's not the largest I've been. I think the largest I've been some years ago was right under 400 pounds. That was a pretty miserable time. But I have gone up and down the scale my entire life. In high school, which was a long time ago, I actually remember I put myself on a really extreme liquid protein diet and lost a whole lot of weight as I was preparing for my high school prom. And then I kept it off early in college, but it wasn't until I entered the corporate world and started traveling and had crazy schedules that the weight began to creep back on. And it's really only been during moments of time when I've really focused on, I've tried trainers, I've tried every diet in the book. Um, I've tried everything, over the years. I've tried Weight Watchers, I've tried um, the Atkins diet, I've tried all of them. And I get, some measured success, and then um, it just, something will happen, and I always default back to being out of balance. So, so I'm hoping that this will. No, I'm not hoping. I'm determined that this will be different. And I wanted to start today before I start my fast tonight at midnight. And I'm going to have a timer just to tell you what I've done, because this time I've actually prepared. And I guess a couple of ways. One, I have scoured YouTube looking at all of the videos from experts to people who've lost massive amounts of weight, particularly Black men and women, since I'm a Black person, and I think our bodies, are built sometimes differently. I've also looked at a lot of the YouTube videos for people over 40 and 50 years of old, because our metabolism changes as we get older. And so the way our bodies react and respond to fasting is driven by that. And so I've learned a lot there. I think a guy named Thomas Lauer or DeLauer, he's a bodybuilder guy who also used to be pretty big. He's been really helpful and informative to me as well. And Dr. Jung, I think Dr. Fung, his name is. And there are a lot of people online, but also this guy that has a website called A Healthy Alternative, young brother with dreads, glasses. I've just really enjoyed and gotten a lot of really personal wisdom from people on YouTube. So I felt like, why not share this journey on YouTube as well? I think I said I'm 6'1", 338 pounds, 58 years old. I'm basically in good health. I do have high blood pressure, and about 10 years ago, had a medical illness that actually almost took me out of here. It was related to DVT. While I used to travel a whole lot, and so I developed blood clots. But I'm all through all of that, and I'm in pretty good shape. I've spent the past year going to the doctors and getting everything done, and so I've got a clean bill of health. So I don't think I have too many health concerns other than really the need to reduce this weight. I don't have high cholesterol. I'm not pre-diabetic. So I think I have a pretty strong base to start from. And I just want to make the most of it. I am at a really exciting time in my life. And while most people my age are trying to hold on to retirement or think about leaving or downsizing their lives, I'm actually totally and completely reinventing my life. And so focusing on my wellness is kind of a critical part of this, because I'm not going to be able to accomplish all of the things that I know that I really want to, and that I've put a lot of time and made a lot of sacrifices to accomplish, if I don't also master this part of this. If my wellness and my self-care aren't first and foundational in terms of that. I am going to be moving to another country where I'm starting a small new tech company and learning a new language. I'm in a new relationship. I mean, all of these things that are really life transformative experiences are all happening over the next 6 to 12 months for me, and have been in the works now in various stages for the past couple of years. So I'm really excited, and I feel like this is the one thing that I really need to really commit myself to. And I want to say that because I think everybody has a different reason, and my reasons for looking at weight loss in particular have been different over the years and over the decades. From just sort of pure vanity or feeling excluded or whatever, to really now, or wanting to fit in, to really now realizing that it's necessary in order for me to accomplish other things that are important to me. So I'm not doing it out of some sense of lack or low self-esteem, which was, I think, certainly a big part of some of the other reasons that I was motivated to attempt to lose weight in the past. I mean, I actually like and love myself. I have this t-shirt here to prove it. It's called Chubby Guys Cuddle Better, and I've worn these shirts for a couple of years now, and I had to learn that everybody is lovable to somebody, just as you are. And I think once I learned that, and I learned that because of some of the people who've been in my life and some of the experiences that I've had in my life, I think it has slowly changed my relationship to my own self-care. You know what I mean? Away from I need to do these things in order to be loved and in order to be welcomed and in order to be included, to I need to improve my health in order to be able to be the best that I can be and make my greatest contribution. And so that just feels like that's where I am now with this. And for whatever reason that you might be thinking about um, your wellness or thinking about doing a fast, make sure that it's really focused on what you are and how this improves you and your opportunities in life for happiness and joy and your ability to make the greatest contribution. So how am I prepping for my first fast? I've done a lot of research, and so there are a couple of things that I've seen as really strongly advised to do, particularly for folks over the age of 40. Um, One is I learned that that the body actually will stop using the fat that we put in, and I have a pretty um, basically healthy diet, but I'll tell you, my issue is sugar. So I love sugar. I have major sugar cravings. One of the things that I've done as I've sort of moved to this place is that I began to notice when I had my major sugar cravings, and it kind of comes from my childhood. Actually, I didn't realize this until recently, but I have sugar cravings whenever I'm stressed. And it was so funny because I saw an ex of mine who I hadn't seen in like 25 years, and when we reconnected, the we were talking, and the comment was made that whenever I became upset, I would go after sugar. And I was like, wow, so somebody saw this and recognized this habit in me that long ago. And it's still very true today. Um, and what I've learned is to really understand what are the triggers for my sugar craving. I love ice cream. And what I've learned is that, anytime after around 10:30 at night, up until about midnight, when I typically would go to bed between midnight and 1 a.m., I would be craving ice cream. And while I generally make a policy of not keeping ice cream in the house, I'm not gonna lie, there have been times that I've gotten up at 10:30 at night and run across the street to the supermarket or to the Rite Aid and gotten a pint of Haagen-Dazs. And I'll tell you, it wasn't there in the morning. So I know I have this problem, and I need to deal with this. And so one of the things that I did that's been very successful is I just started going to bed earlier. I have a general policy now, lights out at 10 p.m. And I have a little alarm on my clock that goes off at 9:30 that says you have 30 minutes basically to get ready for bed. So if I haven't walked my dog by then or done some of the other things, I use that, and then I get in bed. And what that means is that um, I am usually asleep by 10:30, 10:45 when the sugar cravings are kicking in. I also heard that it's great to drink water before you go to bed. And so I've also implemented the habit of taking two big glasses of water before I go to bed, and I keep water by the bed at night. And that's had another big difference. Remember, I'm really been trying to deal with my digestive stomach, my very sensitive stomach, and the reflux that I would often get at night. So all of that has helped, and it's stuff that I've done in advance of this fast. But now that I look back, it has helped me. It's moved me to this point without me ever realizing it. The other thing I've done to prepare for the fast is I have purchased green tea. That was another strong recommendation, matcha. So a lot of people, on this fast, you can drink water, coffee, and tea. But if you're over 40, over 50, they recommend that you not drink caffeine, that the caffeine isn't as effective for you. And they give all the medical reasons, and you can scour the YouTube and they can tell you. But that you not drink that you not drink caffeine, but the tea, and most particularly green tea, and most particularly matcha is better. So I went out and I bought some matcha tea, and starting tomorrow, I'm gonna have the matcha tea when I want something other than water, if you know what I mean, in on my palate. So that'll be sort of my treat. And I have to do this only for 5 days. I'm just looking at this as a 5 day sort of thing. And that's the other thing I think is that I used to set this goal of, oh gee, I need to lose 125 pounds. I'm dead in the water. That's just too big of a mountain. So a 5 day fast, which is a lot to do, It's certainly very different from doing intermittent fasting, which is 16 hours a day. But it's a goal, right? And it's something that I hope to be able to share with you and accomplish, with you in the next 5 days. And so prepping for the fast, I've been drinking lots of extra water. The water that I talked about with a half teaspoon of Himalayan sea salt and a quarter teaspoon of the cream of tartar in it. So I've been drinking that for the past day and as well as today. I've eliminated the sugar and just been eating more fats. And the reason I've been eating fat the past day or two is really so protein and fat. So think like the Atkins diet, scrambled eggs with cheese and bacon, is because the body is going to be converting to fat. It'll be burning the fat that's in the body. So when I stop eating fats, the body will already be paying and looking for fat in my body, and it will therefore go to more quickly seeking fat in my body versus carbs. So I have done that, and that's been pretty easy to do, actually. Um, I removed all of the easy carbs. The reason that I'm excited about, a long-term fast versus an intermittent fast is because the other thing that I've done is I've kind of psyched myself out of my discipline. So when you're on a diet, it's like, well, you can only have this portion of this and that portion of that and blah, blah, blah. And I always fail those. The thing about the intermittent fasting is that I notice is that, it's like the rules are pretty binary. Like you don't eat between midnight. I mean, you don't eat before noon and you don't eat after 8 p.m. It's like real simple. And I didn't have any real restrictions between noon and 8. So it was easy. Like I knew when I was screwing up, and don't use your screw, but you know what I mean. I knew. So there weren't a lot of rules. There wasn't any measuring. I didn't have to take a protein shake, all that sort of stuff. It was just, keep doing what you're doing, but only do it between these hours. And so I found that was pretty easy for me to do. Like I knew when I was screwing up and I knew when I wasn't. And so when you think about that, the long-term fasting is just a further extension of that, right? It's like when you're drinking water, you're doing well. When you're drinking tea, you're okay. If you're not drinking water or tea, you're screwing up. So I kind of needed to be that basic and like that, like Toby, you know what you're doing, you know what you're not doing. I really need that kind of frame, So if I have to look at myself putting something in my mouth that isn't water or tea, hopefully one of the little voices on one or the other side of my shoulders will slap me upside my head and go, look, you're 2 days in or you're 6 hours in or whatever. Why are you gonna quit now? So I think the psychology of a longer term fasting, of a water fast, for me supports, sort of makes me stronger than having to follow, a strict diet plan where I'm eliminating this and I'm taking out that and blah, 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 blah. I also exercise. So I could say that I have a gym membership. I've probably had a gym membership now for 40 years. But I don't often go. So I wouldn't say that, I'm going to all of a sudden start going to the gym. What I do, however, is I walk a lot every day. I live in New York City. I have a dog. Where's Miko? Miko. There he is. Anyway, you can't see him. Oh, there he is on the window. You see him there. Here's Miko. Yeah. So that's Miko. That's my buddy. And we walk every day. And I try to get my 10,000 steps in every single day. So I have a pretty defined walking path with him. And if I'm not traveling, then I can get that done. So I will continue to do that. I think it's important to not try and do too many things at once. So this fasting piece is going to be really demanding for me. And I don't want to have to fast and then start working with a trainer, et cetera, et cetera. But it is my intention, probably after I'm down, below 300, to actually go back into the gym and hire a trainer. And I say that because what I have also done is look back on my life with exercise. And the only time that I have really been successful with exercise, and I do get great results quickly, is when I hire a personal trainer. So, I'm going to have to spend the money, but I need to be accountable to another living, breathing person. Apps don't work, mirrors don't work, online videotapes don't work. I need to have somebody that's counting on me to show up. I have to pay somebody. So I'm gonna, have to take some of the money that I save from food costs and put it into seeing a trainer once a week. And I'm only gonna need to see a trainer once, because it's more about the accountability than the having someone there doing it. If I know I'm accountable, if I know I've got to show up and be accountable to somebody within a week, then I'm going to do what I need to do, because I don't like, not doing what I said I was going to do, so to speak. So I just want to, just give you a little sense of where I am in terms of some of the things that I've had to work through to get ready to do this. So the fast starts tomorrow, Monday. It starts at noon. I did download an app, and I think this is important for anybody too. And the app is, it's a fasting app, and it's basically a time clock. And I downloaded it from the Apple iTunes. Just put fasting app, and it's like a stopwatch, and it can go up to as many days as you need. I think the maximum days are 5. So and that's what I'm at. So that works out well, and then you can just reset it for the next week. So that's what I'm going to do. So I have it set up, and it'll start tonight at midnight or 12 a.m. and it will start tracking the minutes and time through Friday at 12 a.m., which will be the completion of my 5-day fast. As we get later on in the week, I'll talk more about what I'm going to need to do for the 2 days that I'll be off the fast, and how do I break the fast. I've done a lot of reading, but I kind of have a sense of what it is that I'm going to need to do. And then I'll make a decision at the end as to whether I want to try, whether I feel that I want to continue on for another 5 days and restart the fast next Monday, or take a break or whatever. But I don't really know yet. We'll make that decision together. So I hope this is helpful to somebody out here. And that's, I guess that's it. I'm going to stand up so you can get a sense of how tall I am and, kind of where I stand. So this is me. I'm a big boy. This is it. So if you want to continue to follow on this journey, hit the subscribe button down there and bang the bell so that you can be notified when I upload a new version. Hey, maybe you want to jump in right away as well. I don't know. I have a good feeling about this. I don't have any anxiety. I feel like I'm doing it for all the right reasons. I'm not panicked. I have good energy about it. So I think I'm definitely going to get some results, and it'll be great to have some of you guys follow along or join me. That's it. Either way. All right. So Toby, take care. And I'm sure I'll talk to you probably in the next 2 days. I'll start on Monday, and then I'll probably check in with you on Tuesday. Okay? Take care.